Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? This vlog is going to be primarily of my college edition because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions on going back to school and how to go to school fully online, and I'll just tell you my experience. Now, whether you decide, people decide to go to go to school online for a lot of different reasons. They may want to work full time and don't want to have to deal with going to school, to physically to school. They may have tried school before, tried going to regular school, and don't want to deal with the people and the hustle and bustle of it and the long lines. I mean, I went through it all, so I definitely know. My main reason for actually going to school fully online, because it allowed me to stay home with my daughter. And so I'm a stay-at-home mom, and so it allows me to stay home with her, and it actually will help you finish kind of fast too. Now, the difference between online, going to school online, and actually going to a regular college is the semesters. The particular school that I go to, I attend the University of Phoenix, and you do one class at a time. It's completely up to you. You can do more than one class if you choose to do it. It's just, if you're, however you like to work, it's completely up to you. And so you have one class every 5 weeks, and with regular school or regular physical school, you can have up to four to six classes over a span of 4 months, which is a semester. And so going to school online, the pros of that is that if you have a horrible teacher or a mean teacher, you only have to deal with them for 5 weeks. If you don't like your classmates, you only have to deal with them for 5 weeks, and you can move on to the next. And so, yeah, so that's why I really enjoy it. But disclaimer, if you are not a motivated type person, you're not a self-starter, you're not responsible, you're going to fail. And you're going to flunk out of school. That's just bottom line, point blank, in the period. You're going to fail because you have to be on top of your schoolwork. Nobody's going to remind you. Nobody's going to chase behind you to say, hello, you need to turn in your work. Everything is pretty much laid out, blueprint laid out for you to do. You have to make the decision, okay, I'm going to set aside a certain amount of time to do X, Y, and Z, on this day, that day, and, whatever day. Because the week begins on a Tuesday, and all of your schoolwork is due Monday at 11:59 their time, if it's in another state. And so you have 7 days to do your work. And so you pick and choose and say, okay, well, I'm going to work this time and that time, and you have to adhere to that. Now, with regular school, you go in and you participate in class and you raise your hand and you guys talk amongst yourselves. Well, in the online environment, it's a little bit different. The participation aspect of online school is just pretty much in chat form. And so if you've ever been in a chat room of any kind, somebody makes a thread or posts a question, and then you can choose to respond to it, or not. Or you can make up your own thread, and people will respond to your own thread using giving their own opinions, or quoting from the textbook, or referencing the textbook. So yeah, that's how you participate. And in my school in particular, you have to post 8 times over the span of 3 days. And so if you don't post at all, during a 7-day period, the system or the teacher could withdraw you from the class because they think that you're not participating. You have to post in the class regularly, or you will get kicked out the class. And so you really have to stay on top of all of your discussions, and depending on the teacher that you have, you'll have between 1 to 2 individual assignments. either a paper or a worksheet or a PowerPoint presentation, whatever the teacher wants you to do, you know, they will assign you some kind of work, individual work. I have a really good teacher. This particular class, she only assigns one individual assignment and one team assignment, and just going back to that whole trying to mirror, you know, what you do in regular school. A lot of times teachers will give group assignments, group projects, and you have to pick someone to work with or whatever. It's the exact same thing in online school. You will have team assignments. They will assign you completely randomly in a team. And a lot of teachers are cool. They'll usually assign you to people that are in the same time zone as you, so that you can communicate, you know, during, you know, so it won't be a weird gap in gap in time zone. So if you try to call somebody at 8 o'clock your time, it's 2 a.m. their time, and it's not going to work. And so they try to group all the people that are usually in the same state or in the same time zone. Now, will you like all of your teammates? Heck nah. Because I think that's like the only thing that I hate about school, period, is working with people, because some people really just want to cheat. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to sit back and they want to play around and then email you and say, oh, I didn't understand the work. And I'm just like, dude, you had 6 days to ask the teacher. Why you don't understand the work? And so that's like the irritating part. I haven't had a bad team in a while, but it can get irritating. But me just going through the different experiences, I have learned how to deal with, you know, people that don't participate, people who try to get over and play games, or try to, you know, turn in substandard work or whatever. You know, I know exactly how to deal with them. I will email the professor and I will tell them, look, because when you're in a team, you have your own private forum that you and your team communicate in, and so it's like a chat. It's just all of it is chat. And so somebody will, you know, you turn in all of your work, you know, if the work is, you know, and the teacher can go into that chat session and see how you post and what your work looks like, and they will determine whether or not they need to speak with you, or they'll just completely handle it on their end if it's a situation that needs to be handled. And so you have to be very, very careful in the online environment, because you can get kicked out of school for cursing. You can get kicked out of school for going off on somebody. You have to be so careful in the online environment, because sometimes people just make you so mad, and you be like, really? Like, you just want to just type and be like, you damn idiot, you know, but you can't do that, because you have a code of ethics and a code of conduct that you have to adhere to. And they always tell you that, you know, you have something called an electronic footprint. Once you post it, it does not go away. Tech support will dig that crap up from 100 years ago, and they will put you out of school. So you have to be very mindful. This is not Facebook. It's not Twitter. You just can't go off on people and say what you want to say, because they will put your behind out of the school. So, yeah, so that aspect of it, I mean, it is what it is, you know. You have to decide how you're going to conduct yourself. And my advisor, he always tells me, if I get stressed out, just log off. And sometimes in the middle of a conversation, I'll just log off, because I don't want to get in trouble, you know, with anybody. And I'm so close to graduating, so I'm just like, you know. But it's like, after you've been in school for so long, it's like you're not with the foolishness. But yeah, and so after each class you'll have, I think it's like a week before you get your grade. You know, the teacher grades all of your work. Some teachers are faster than others. You know, I love teachers that grade right away and fast, so you know what your grade is. Some teachers take forever to grade stuff. And so right now I have a 3.4 a 3.14. And that's all because of math. I got all C's in math, and I'm not complaining, but I had like a 3.8, but because of my math grades, I have a 3.1. But hopefully that should change because I got an A in I got an A minus in my last class, and so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna right now in this class that I'm in now, I have a strong 92.5. So I'm just like, and I got 2 more weeks in this class, so I should get probably another A minus. And so, and at this point in my life, like I'm 33. I'm really not into grades like that. I just want to pass it and be done, but I just do good work, you know what I mean? I'm not going to just bull crap and do crappy work and expect, you know what I'm saying? And so I just do my work, and whatever grade I get, I'm not like obsessed with having a certain grade point average or whatever. That's for the young kids, the 18 and 19-year-olds who are just in school and they have to maintain a certain grade level to keep their scholarship or whatever the case may be, or give money from their parents or whatever. But I don't have that issue, so I mean, I just try to do good work, and I don't stress out, about it. But the online environment is perfect for working people who have kids, people who just want to live life a little bit more freer than they would going to traditional school. You don't have to deal with the parking, and I mean, it was just nonstop. You had to get a parking permit. You have to make sure you get to school like a million minutes early, or you'll be parking, and I call it long suffering, because that's what you're doing. You suffering real long because you got to walk a long way. And so I used to have to walk so far because you wanted that extra 30 minutes of sleep time, and you get to school on time, but what makes you late is parking, and then books. With online school, everything is included. Your textbook is included. Everything is included. I remember standing in line for hours waiting on a textbook, and sometimes the textbook was not even available, and then you have to pay crazy amount of money for textbooks. I don't have to deal with none of that stuff. Everything is electronic. Your textbook is right there ready for you. Just download that bad boy and it's right there. So I mean, I'm going to encourage our kids to consider, going to school online, because you have a little bit more freedom, but you do have to be a self-starter. But if you really, really want that college experience, I wish I would have been able to have that true college experience where you can live in the dorms and stuff like that. That's one of my major regrets, and I don't have many regrets, but that was one of my major regrets, that I didn't get the opportunity to go away to college and live in a dorm and have that experience. But I did have a college experience, and so I'm just glad that it's almost over. And I'm not interested in going to graduate school right now because I have a young family, but probably in the future, maybe not. you know my interest is becoming an entrepreneur one day, and my husband and I talk a lot about that. So that's our dream, to own a business, own a couple of businesses, and do that. But I just wanted to have that college education under my belt, because everything about you kind of enhances when you have a little bit more education, like your speech, your vocabulary, your whole overall thought process is enhanced because of higher education. And I know it's kind of cliche-ish, but you should try it. It's not for everybody. I completely understand that college is not for everybody, but it is beneficial. It is beneficial. And so if you have any questions about, online school, regular school, how everything works, feel free to leave those questions down below, and I could definitely, answer them and encourage you on whatever decision that you decide to make. But just make sure that, you understand that nobody's going to give you a degree. You have to be prepared to work. and there's a certain level of sacrifice that you're gonna have to understand. For a long time, I can't go certain places. I don't get to go do this and do that. But I tried with the new online environment that I'm in now. I'm able to plan my life where I say, okay, well, since my week starts on Tuesday, I am gonna work hard to get everything done by Friday. All of my individual work, all of my participation needs to be done by Friday. With the team, you do your part, your portion of the team assignment, and send it in. But if you're the team leader, like I am myself, I'm responsible for putting everything together. So, which is not even a big deal. You know what I'm saying? If you have good team members that get good work. So all you have to do is just put stuff together. You don't have to, rewrite, format, and, deal with the plagiarism stuff. You don't have to deal with that because you have a good team. But, as long as you get your work done, you can pretty much have every single weekend free to do whatever you want, because nothing is due until Monday at 11:59 p.m. And so you can leave all of your stuff. You can do everything that you need to do, and then, go back on Monday and look over everything and then turn it all in, submit it, and you're cool. But with, regular school, it's just a little bit different. So, just let me know what you think. If you guys enjoyed my college edition, let me know down in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.